Now, we're where you want to be. In the sub shop, Justin is taking order from the one and only Misty May Treaner, a 3-time Olympic gold medalist for volleyball. And as of August 2012, 3 years after she was on Wizards, she was the most successful beach volleyball player, having won 112 tournaments.
Oh, amazing.
Very
She's
impressive.
so talented. And when she was there, I got to like bump and set with her. I got to play.
Oh, that's
I was
wild.
and we all took a picture with
her medals.
With her medals.
Yeah.
With the gold.
With the gold medals. It was so, because she was holding up the medals. And so Justin geeks out on Misty as she's trying to order, then tries to play it cool. Misty is looking for Max.
Who has
mono orange Josephs. So Justin assumes she's there because he stole one of her gold medals or something, but Missy's actually there because her niece is the girl Chelsea, who felt bad for him for having mono orange Josephs. So she thought she saw that on a telethon one time.
Wait, Chelsea's the one who is there? It's a different
girl.
Yeah,
different blonde bubbly girl.
Sorry.
No, how dare you? How dare you not be able to differentiate
I'm
blonde
sorry,
bubbly
and
girls?
you know, Misty was very normal. I mean,
she's super chill.
Yeah, but very natural. I'm talking about being
her
doing
acting?
you know.
Some of it.
Okay,
but there were sometimes where you're like, she's an athlete. She's an athlete. She's not an actor, and that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. I'm a bitch. It's fine. Okay, whatever.
No. You're not a bitch.
Listen, a bitch.
Typically, sports people who do acting are not the best. And you know who's great is his brother plays for the Jets. He played for the Colts.
You are barking up the wrong tree if you want me to have the answer to this.
I'll think of his name. But he does sports commercials and stuff, and he's really funny. Does anybody in the room know who I'm talking about?
Is this one of the family? Like
They're two brothers.
Yeah.
I think let's move on.
Yeah,
Sorry, I can't remember.
No one gives a shit. Okay. No.
Oh my God.
We do care. I'm just, okay. I'll just see myself out. We're just sweating into a puddle. Okay. So she thought she'd come and cheer him up since she saw mono orange Joseph. She thinks on a telethon once.
Which I love the fact that
all these celebrities want to come
are coming. Yeah,
this disease is. Yeah, it's very on point. Max is skeptical that it really is Misty May Treaner and asks her to prove it by guessing how many fingers he's holding up. But the problem is he goes like this. How many fingers am I holding?
Yeah, but you know what that is?
What?
When you're playing volleyball, the person.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yes.
Oh, I totally that went over my head.
So like the server or whatever. Usually, if you're playing 2-man or 2 women or 2-person, whatever it is, when you're standing close to the net, you do like a little sign, like a catcher sign. You know, if you put like one finger out, it means I'm gonna set you up to the right, and you can spike to this way.
See, this is how I
there's
don't
like
know
a code
I don't know
that they have. That's why I thought it was so funny.
Oh, that went right over my head. I just thought it was Max being Max.
Well,
but that's even better.
But it also is Max being Max because
it has nothing to do with make it layered and add multiple things.
I thought it was funny.
No, it was funny. So Misty takes Max to go hang out to distract him from his disease and asks Justin to cover Max's shift. Back at Tribeca Prep, Alex begs Mr. Larry Tate to not cancel art class because if kids can't express themselves in a controlled environment, they'll end up on the streets.
Which is funny. I like that they did that twice.
Mr. Larry Tate is impressed with Alex that she is showing passion for something other than getting out of schoolwork. Mr. Burt, this is the most polished episode. Oh, and it was like cucumber and salmon.
Oh.
And coffee. Oh.
And cheese. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Gross. Mr. Larry Tate says, it ain't no thing but a chicken wing, and says he can pull some strings. So,
but isn't he going to be the teacher?
Eventually.
Yeah, okay.
We'll get there. Always jumping ahead. Always jumping ahead. He then gives Alex a basket of doodads and knickknacks to cheer him up for his disease to give to Max. She dumps the stuff out of the basket and goes, I'll just give him a basket. Then Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shows up at Tribeca Prep and asks Alex where he can find Max and introduce himself as Dwayne Johnson.
Here's the thing. When we were told that Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, was coming, I'm not sure he was like, he did like maybe.
He did the Tooth Fairy movie.
Tooth Fairy. Oh, with
Madison Pettis.
Madison Pettis, who's amazing, so sweet.
Yes.
And I did a movie mostly ghostly with her. And we were told, you're not allowed to refer to him as The Rock. You're not allowed to
I remember
say
that.
That was
because I think it was the Tooth Fairy movie he'd done, which was like a sequel to something. And then The Game Plan was the one with Madison Pettis.
And he was in, I think his Escape to Witch Mountain, the remake of that was like a big thing for him.
But it was his Disney era.
Yeah, and I love his hair is hysterical. His hair is like, I don't know, almost fake, the hair. You know?
It was a little weird.
And then in his dialogue, he says, I'm an actor. I'm the actor, Dwayne Johnson.
Well, because
I do acting. But it was almost as if, and I wrote this down. I have notes. I forgot my notes. It's almost as if he was there to specifically tell people that he was an actor, not a wrestler anymore. You know, it was interesting to have that. And I remember when I met him for the first time, I shook his hand, and his hand was like 4 times the size of my hand.
He's a large guy.
And then his arm, I even said this to him. I said, your arm is like my thigh. It's huge.
Yeah.
I think he liked it. Okay, go on. Sorry.
But it's also interesting to me too, because it's like people come full circle, right? Where it's like at the time he was so differentiating himself as being an actor from wrestling, but now since with like, you know, anniversaries with WWE and stuff, he's gone back. Like him and John Cena have gone back and like done things in that universe.
And he produced a movie about
it was
a real
so good.
life,
Fighting with My Family.
Yeah, so good. If you guys haven't seen that,
really
it's
good
really
with
a good one.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
Okay. So so he's there. She assumes that he's a plumber trying to fix the broken water fountain, and he says, "No, I'm the actor, Dwayne Johnson." And she responds that her hobby is poking things with a stick.
Ah, there it is.
There it is. But until she can make that lucrative, she's staying in school, and he's also going to have a backup job as a plumber, so she understands.
And it's interesting because, like, I think 1 or 2 episodes, there's like a water fountain right there, like a little downstage.
Yeah, it's like right at the fourth wall.
Yeah, when it's convenient, there's a water fountain, right?
Yeah. So Dwayne says that acting is his only job and that Alex seems like a nice girl and agrees to make a look at the fountain before he finds Max to cheer him up about his mono orange Joseph, which he thinks he read about on the internet. Alex then screams and points, "Look, it's the famous actor Dwayne Johnson fixing our fountain," and immediately runs away while he gets mobbed by students. Why she did that, I have no idea.
Well, I think to get away from him. So I don't know exactly why, but again, it was as if someone said to the writers, point out that he's a famous actor, you know?
Yeah.
As if he needed that. Okay,
well, but at the time, like I said, at the time he was a few movies in, right?
Yeah. No, he was not.
He was not He was not Dwayne Johnson at that point.
Right.
All right. So Justin tells on Max to Jerry that he's getting all these gifts and attention from people for faking illness, but Jerry only hears Misty May Treaner and rushes to the loft to see if it's true.
Clearly, I got excited.
He did. Art imitated life. In the loft, Jerry finds Misty and geeks out. She empathizes with Jerry about how hard it is for the family with Max's condition. Jerry goes with Max's lie, and Justin gets upset that they're both lying to make him seem unsupportive. So Misty's like, "How dare you, Justin, be unsupportive to Max's condition?"
Right. And David's trying to get everybody to see the truth.
The truth. Yeah.
And by the way, when I find out Misty May Trainer's upstairs, I do a very good visual joke, in my opinion. I'm holding the tray and I throw it up in the air. Yeah.
It's your physical comedy. Yeah. You're good at physical comedy.
I can, Jen.
Well, the Lord's work. So then the doorbell rings, and it's Chelsea, who reveals that she looked online and that mono orange Joseph isn't real. Jerry chases after her to sign his arm, or Max, anything that she'll sign, and Misty May and Chelsea leave. We're almost there. Back in art class, Mr. Larry Tate reveals he will now teach art class and that the students are to paint him in his cowboy suit and that art is all about pre-planning and being exact. I know. Alex says she doesn't think art is about being exact, but about everyone's interpretation and a place to express themselves where words can't.
How do you feel about that? Because art, I guess, is subjective, right? One time I went to Europe and I went to a modern art museum and there was a trash can on the wall. And I was like, that's not cool. To me,
there has to be some kind of skill involved.
But this is also back in the day. Yeah. And now I'm, I think I can see into, that's a long pause, everybody. I'm sorry. I think I'm better because of Yuligan, because I've seen more art and stuff that I'm taking it in a little more differently. My perspective is a little different.
I'll say this. Modern art is not my favorite because I like seeing things I can't do. So if it's like, for example, I know there was like a big brouhaha years ago when modern art first started to get, or modern art as it stands now, where it was like a little piece of twine or rope that literally not even on a canvas was nailed to a wall.
Right.
And I was like, I can't get behind this, because part of what I love about art is, like, my favorite movement is the Impressionists, because there's so much skill involved and there's so much. And to me, art is about expressing feeling in a way that words can't.
Yeah.
That to me is what art is.